This episode is sponsored by My Fansly. Link in the link tree below. I'm in Salad and I saw Hulk. It is directed by Ang Lee and it's starring Eric Bana, Jennifer Connelly, and Sam Elliott. When I first saw this movie, which was like today basically, I was like, oh, this exists? There's a 2003 Hulk? Because the Hulk that I knew of was the Incredible Hulk, which came out in 2008. But that wasn't on Disney Plus, so I didn't watch it. However, this movie I actually watched with my very famous friend Tony from Hack the Movies. So this is a fun watch. This is great. Anyway, in order to start the film starts in this like flashback kind of thing. The film is weird. Okay, first of all, I gotta preface that this film has one of the trippiest editing I've ever seen, because each scene kind of blends into each other. Like, the warbling and the morphin and everything, which is pretty nice. Also, actually, this movie does start with, during the credits, you see all this. So the movie starts with, in the opening credits, you get to see this whole process of the starfish being caught, and then the starfish grows, and taking the starfish DNA and enhancing some new stuff, science words. It's great. A bunch of regenerative tissue is being played with, which is pretty cool. What will they do with this? Who knows? Well, we get to see this guy, right? He looks like he has a little bit of crazy eyes, just honestly. But he's something happens to him, but we don't know. But what we do know is that, hey, 30 years later, we're looking at the scientist guy, right? And the scientist guy has a baby, too. Turns out something traumatic happened to this baby, and this baby is Bruce Banner. And this baby is very cute. Bruce Banner is a big old scientist in a big old lab, and he's doing some science things and such. This is, like, at the point in which there starts to be dialogue. For the first, 20 minutes, there's, almost no dialogue. The picture's only being told through not words, visuals. That's what I meant to say, visuals. And it's pretty great. Then something happens in a lab. Bruce Banner is so nice and kind and saving. He's like, oh, there's a big ol' something's happening to this lab. It go kapow. I'm gonna save everybody except for myself. And at this point, we know that his dad was injecting stuff into himself. Like, into the dad, not into Bruce Banner. And because of that, when they get pregnant, Bruce has this mutated DNA. And so, whenever the explosion happens, he feels completely fine. Like, everything's hunky-dory. It's pretty great. But then, everyone doesn't believe him. They're like, but how? How? You're a human being. How could you just... Oh my goodness. To be you, I would love to be you, but no, they don't. They don't actually love to be him. So, of course, throughout this, you got people trying to be like, oh, anger. I'm gonna anger you. I'm gonna give you so much stress. You're gonna be so stressed. And then Bruce Banner is like, so angry. It feels like he, isn't a normally angry person, but with this, mutated DNA, he gets even more angry, exponentially quickly. And so he's, angers out into the Hulk. But he doesn't anger out into the Hulk until, 40 minutes in. Which is, a little disappointing, because I'd rather have the Hulk constantly. Like, honestly, I'd love to see him smash things and then deal with the smashing. But, of course, he hulks out, and guess who finds out? It's the girlfriend. Girlfriend finds him laying over, face down. And he's only a tiny Hulk because he still has his pants on. And it's great. Because it's like, pretty much, when I saw those pants, I was like, wait, hold on, he must have like these tiny little baby thighs because he cannot do that. He cannot just have pants that are attached still. That goes against everything. He does not have those double thick thighs. He only has French fries for thighs. So yeah, that's my theory upon why he still has pants. But the rest of the movie, I see why not a lot of people liked it, because it's a little bit difficult to keep up with all the transitions, with the no dialogue. It's a very quiet movie, and all the dialogue scenes are very quiet. Like, there's a specific scene between him and his dad, because he doesn't know who his dad is, but he does finally figure out eventually, when he does tell him that, oh, I'm your dad, by the way. But he thought all his parents were dead. I remember this spotlight scene where there's a whole entire factory warehouse, and there's only these two little light beams just in the middle, and it's focusing on the dad. But it's like, where's the extra lighting? Why is this lighting only like this? Like, oh boy. I mean, I guess it's artistic, but still, it's like, you're in a factory. You're in a... How could you see? Like, seeing is not one of your strong suits, I'm assuming, because of course it's not. There's no light. So yeah, he talks to his dad. His dad's like, oh, I love you, son. Oh, I love you so much. You're such a good one. Let me be your son. Let me be your love. Let me be your happiness. Let me look into the green little monster that is created. And it's like, no. No. I will not let you into my life, Dad, because, you've been in prison for 30 years. The reason why he's in prison for 30 years, he killed the mom. He was going to kill Bruce Banner as a baby because of the mutated DNA. And he was like, oh, this kid's gonna be dangerous, might as well kill him now. But he kills the mom instead, and the son, Bruce Banner, goes into foster care. So of course, he's back from prison. 30 years, that's a light prison sentence, wow. I don't know anything about the law, so I wouldn't actually know. But he sees his dad. His dad, with the initial rejection from his son, his dad's like, I'm going to get it, so I'm going to be your dad, and you're going to love it. Pretty much what happened. But then, another guy, Bruce Banner, I didn't mention this at all because it's somewhat important, but not really. He has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend's dad doesn't like Bruce Banner. Sees Bruce Banner as like a big old hulking monster guy, and so in order to kind of harness this power or something, he puts him in a tube. I don't know why he puts him in a tube. Doesn't really make that much sense to me. But the dialogue was really quiet, so I probably missed like half of it. Like, wow, this dialogue is mixed so low. That is a problem I have with the movie, or any movies, is when their dialogue is too low and I have the video turned up 100% and it's still too quiet. Your dialogue's too quiet. That's on you. That's not on me. That's on you, movie directors. Or it might be on me, because I don't know. I might be a boomer. I'm a Zoomer girl boomer, probably. So, he gets sent all these repressed memories about his dad being a killer, murder-death killer. Of course, he gets super angry, he hulks out, he breaks the lab, and I'm like, okay, you wanted to anger him, right? What was your plan? And here's their plan. They really wanted him to destroy the lab and then get him into this goo. It's kind of like a sealant goo. Ice insulation. You spray the insulation, it hardens. Like that, but it's a weird tan color. I don't like the color, but you know, it's whatever. Then they try to get some DNA sample out of him, and he gets so angry that he breaks out. And it's like, oh, Hulk, I forgot to mention this, gets bigger whenever he gets very, very angry. More anger, more bigness. And it's pretty great, honestly. He jumps around on top of buildings. I love his jumping power, by the way. It's just so ridiculous. He's like, whoop, I'm gonna jump. Big old jump. I love it. Don't you just love jumping? He's like a frog. I guess that kind of works, because he's green. So he goes to the army. This is where all the action starts. About like an hour and 30 minutes in to this 2 hour and 18-minute movie is when all the kickiness, all the fightiness starts. He battles the army. I love how he battles the army. So he takes, the top gunner part of a tank, takes it, and holds it like a paddle, and he just, beats the other tank with it. It's like, pow, 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 pow. No more tank for you. No longer. And it's pretty great because once the action starts, it just keeps on coming. It's like another 30 minutes solid of just action. I'm like, okay, I would have liked this action to take place just a little bit, some other time during the movie. Not just 30 minutes of dialogue and then 30 minutes, hour and a half of dialogue and then 30 minutes of action. I would have liked it. It's a little bit sprinkled out. But I also understand the hype. I understand that you have to necessarily build up this moment. You gotta build up to all the stuff that Bruce Banner has. You gotta build up his backstory, his dad, why his dad's there, why his dad's doing this, all this stuff. I understand. It's just a personal preference. I would like more action sprinkled out. Not a solid block of action, but anyway. So yeah. Solid block of action. And his dad turns into this really big electrical guy. He bites a wire. And I find that to be strange. He bites a wire, and a bunch of electricity gets surged into him. And then him and the Hulk fight, but the Hulk wins. And it's like, you just defeated your daddy. Congratulations, Hulk. You did it. Hooray. Awesome sauce. And that's how the movie ends. Hulk defeats the guy, and everything goes honky-dory. Pretty much. This movie was very interesting. It is a drug trip movie. I'm gonna say that. By that I mean if you take something at the beginning of the movie, I actually recommend taking something 30 minutes before the movie. So when you start the movie, you get to see all these nice little visuals, and then when you start to peak, then it's like, oh, these visuals are crazy. Because the visuals are very trippy, like the front half, and then the second half is just all action, so there's not as much trippy visuals. But it's still pretty rad. I would like to watch this again, I'm not too invested in it, you know? Other than that, the lighting is pretty. There's a lot of, the transitions themselves are pretty nice. I like them a lot. They're really trippy. It's like, oh wow, I love them. Have I mentioned that they're trippy? And so, the color, the lighting's nice, all that hunky-dory jazz. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool movie. I gotta give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. If you like that content, I have more content on patreon.com/ASEpresents. For $3 a month, you get a daily vlog, plus some extended mint-salad sauce. Also, $20 a month, you get to request a movie review. So one Request equals 1 month. So go to patreon.com/ASEpresents. Also, if you like to see me pose in this or not in this, go check out my fansly.com/itsmintsalad or link in the description below, in the link tree below. Until next time, I'm in Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.